So you a DIYer like I am? There are times I like to save money. Sometimes I'll buy what I want, and then there's other times I like to make stuff. So coming up here soon, I've bought some goodies that I need power for. Well, if you know anything with camping and having portable power, some of those things are not cheap, and to me, honestly, I think I could build it for cheaper. So after scouring the internet and looking around, I found a way to do it. Check this out. So here we are with a 15 amp hour lithium battery, Amazon special ammo box, and a power area. So we've got 12 volt cigarette lighter, USB. I think these right here are 2 power outlets. And then, like I said, this one here is for cigarette lighter. Shows our voltage, how much we'll have on this battery, and then a power on off the switch. So yeah, we're gonna try to build this thing, so let's get rolling. Now to start, I've laid out the tools that I believe I'll need to get this done. Now, it is not necessary for you to have all this. You could probably do it with a little bit less, but got a set of crimpers here, cutters, wire strippers, step bits, and 2 assortment drills. And then the parts needed: 1 lithium ion battery. This I got off Amazon, I think for about 50-60 bucks. Ammo can, also off of Amazon. I think I gave maybe $15 for this. These were also off Amazon, and I think I paid $12 for this. So all in all, I think I may have $65-70, and I bought a few extra things here. So I got some of this mounting tape to hold the battery inside the box. I do plan on trying to stuff something over to the side to hold everything down, but once we get to that point, we'll tackle that once we cross that bridge. But I think right now this will get us started. All right, so first things first, I need to disassemble everything. So as you can see, I've taken apart the power supply unit here. They're just held on simply by these little nuts on the back. Each one will come apart, and I've already disassembled the wiring as well. You'll have your positives and negatives already wired, so this should be pretty easy. If you don't remember wiring, take pictures beforehand. On the box here, I need to make a area to cut out. So that'll be the next step, and we're going to trace out these holes, and then I'm going to use these step bits here to drill out the size I need to slip these through. All right, so ran into my first little problem here. Now with lithium batteries, you can mount these upside down, vertical, however, sideways, doesn't matter. These are meant to be, you know, they're not lead batteries, so you can actually mount them however. Problem I'm running into is here, when I line this up, one of them we're going to run into this battery, and if I lay it down, guess what, it runs into more. So we're going to go with it. If I have to cut one of the things out, I may do it, or I may just have to push that open slightly, because that little gap right there might fit one of these little side ones here, but we shall see. So let's get started on that. So please excuse me, I have walked out here. I have not brought any of my tripods. I ain't brought anything to help me with this. So we're gonna go ahead and get this as on the side here as possible. All right, so I've got my holes marked here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the small step bit here, and we're gonna try to center these as best as possible, put a pilot hole. All right, so I went ahead and skipped the boring part of me drilling out the rest of these holes, but as you can see, all of them are drilled out to fit these in there nicely. So once we put the backing plate on, we can snug those up. And I just spent the last 5 minutes cleaning up, because this stuff right here makes a mess. I mean, look at this, it's everywhere. And I swear I didn't drill it that hard and that fast, but I mean, it's just everywhere. So if you're doing this, be prepared to clean up. I'm not very anal when it comes to cleaning, but orange is my favorite color, and orange shows up really bad when everything else is dark around you. So let's get to plugging away at this. So we're gonna go ahead and figure out where we want these at. So since the battery's gonna be sitting on the back here, I plan on putting our longer stuff over here. So we'll drop that in. We'll drop our USBs in here. Then I'll put our voltage on the far side here, because that'll be the simplest, and our on-off switch in the middle, which I know is kind of irrelevant, but we're going to do it. So let me get this thing screwed in, and I'll bring you right back. All right, so here's where we're at. I've got these screwed in here, getting the wiring put together. So I've had to stop right here because this is where we need to do some of our own wiring. So as you can see here, I have the wiring terminals that will go onto the battery. And here I need to put one on for the ground, and then there's a separate one here for the power. So I have red for power and blue for ground because that's the only colors I have. So we're going to get those popped on there, and then we can continue wiring. All right, so I had to change that up because the red did not fit the wire. So I had to go to the next best color, yellow. Now these right here have built-in heat shrink in them. Now I do not have the little custom cool things that hold these while you shrink them up, but what I do have is a nice gun clamp here. So I'm gonna put this in here and we're gonna get to heating this up. So what we have here is your basic lighter, or what we like to call York County crackhead lighter. So we're gonna heat this up, and what do you know, it's orange too. And you just simply heat that shrink up and it'll adhere to the wire and make it waterproof as well. All right, let that cool off. And then we're going to get over here on the negative one. All right, so first casualty. When trying to bend this over so the battery would fit, I kind of broke the terminal a little bit there. Yeah, so just like anything when you're building, you have to improvise. So just use the butt splice there and fixed her on up so she's ready to plug in. Now, had this been my dad putting this together, this thing probably would have been thrown into the next county over into Chester County or Cherokee County, because yeah, I know wiring ain't his thing, it ain't mine either, but it happens.
No, I'm just kidding, Daddy, right? Love you.
All right, so here we have it. Everything is put together. I didn't bother running the screws in just because of what's all in there, and I'm not trying to make any more of a mess, but turned out pretty decent. Definitely not perfect. And here goes Willie in. Say hi, Willie. So as you can see here, guys, everything is wired up. I did goof a few times. I may redo this here in a little while, but ended up having to split the terminal because after I butt connected it, I realized I needed it spliced in two spaces. So bent the terminals up here so the battery would fit. It is bulging a little bit, but that's all right. It happens. But like I said, it still shuts. Still waterproof, I think, maybe. There we go. Just I get my finger out of the way, but push the button, bam. Power's on. Battery's sitting at 14 volts. And we now have power to all this here. So as you can see, that's lit up. And for the next test, we will start plugging in stuff, see if it works.
Can I talk too?
Yep, you want to talk? Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
All right, so what I have here is one of my Mad Catz lights. We're gonna see here when we plug this into the USB how we do.
Daddy.
What, baby?
All right, I'm doing.
Hang on one sec. I'm trying to do this one-handed.
Daddy,
All right, we plug it in and we are charging. As you can tell right now, we're not pulling hardly any voltage, which is great because this is actually already fully charged up, but it did turn on. So yeah, it's working, and that means I can plug up my phone, my GoPro batteries. I plan on using this for my fishing light coming up here soon. And the great thing is with this battery that I bought, it comes with this charger. So it has the alligator style clamps on it. I'm gonna try to keep this thing from running too low each time and not overcharging it either. But as you can see right now, it's dropping between 14 and 13.9 while trying to charge that. And as you can see, it's full light, so it's fully charged. So we'll go ahead and unplug that and do that. So yeah, well guys, there you go. DIY power box, all for about $65, $70. So we appreciate you, and next venture we have will be down to Chester State Park, so we'll see you there.
Daddy, can I tell you something?
Tell it to the camera, baby. Tell them where we're gonna be. Catching you on the next adventure.
Catching you on the next adventure.
enthusiasm. We'll see you there.